Listen, I'm thrilled now to have a powerhouse joining me. Lesley Lachman is the president of Turning Point USA chapter at Ole Miss. And we've got some exciting news to talk about. Lesley, are you there?
Yes, I am. Hello. Good morning, everyone.
It's good to see you. And when I say powerhouse, I do mean it. I did a little research on you, and I'm extremely impressed. But listen, this event tomorrow night, I can't imagine what's going on in your head right now as you think about this electric event with the Vice President of the United States, J.D. Vance, and Erica Kirk. I think it's the only one of these during this tour that she's going to attend. Then you've got Jesse Waters, primetime there, mornings with Richard Cross from the SuperTalk team on campus broadcasting. Man, what the heck is going on in your head right now?
I am extremely thrilled. I think we're very well prepared. We've been preparing for this day for a long time. What's going through my head is this really is the turning point, and I think this is the moment of realization that this elite University of Ole Miss is getting recognized as a place of conservative value and true American spirit. So we're beyond excited to have them come to campus, and we are set and ready, and tickets have been in the hands of students for quite some time, and they're just eager stopping by the table.
Listen, when you I don't know how anyone at this stage of the game can't know what Turning Point USA is, but for people who may have been off on vacation somewhere and I don't know how they missed it, but they missed it. What's your elevator speech about how you talk about Turning Point?
Yeah, so when people come to the table, I traditionally say we are the Gen Z conservative organization promoting the idea of free speech and free government, and if even simpler terms, basically the true American-loving people of conservatism. And so our generation has normally not always been this way of a conservative wave, and now that it's hot and more than ever, I'd say it's a group of Gen Z where it's trendy and it's cool and it's the new wave of believing in conservatism. And I'd say that Charlie Kirk, normally people don't traditionally know of Turning Point. They know of Charlie Kirk. And so he was the guy who went to campus and debated college students on topics in a simpler, understanding way of family, faith in God. And so I'd say Turning Point really is the foundation of our generation understanding politics through a conservative lens.
So Lesley, I'm the former publisher of the Sun Herald newspaper and also the Mobile Press Register and the Times-Picayune in New Orleans. And then later in my career, I was heavily involved in digital media companies and retired from the largest privately owned media company in America. And so I have a tremendous interest in the discussion around free speech and the First Amendment. And I had followed Charlie for many, many years. In fact, after his tragic death, I wrote a column that you can see at SuperTalk.fm, where I was talking to the people, my liberal friends who just bought into this narrative about Charlie, that he was all about division. In fact, he was anything but that. He was trying to have conversations. He believed if we had conversations, we might be able to work through some of the challenges in America. It's amazing that people said the things they said about him and his death. And maybe what's happening now, because I predicted that he will live on bigger. 100 years from now, Lesley, people are still going to be talking about Charlie Kirk, because in a lot of ways I think he was a prophet. But it's amazing. I hope, though, that these people that in the beginning had all these negative things to say, that today they're beginning to get a clear picture of him. But how do you look at all that?
Yeah, I mean, I can't agree more. I think there's definitely been a shift in the narrative. I think, the reaction, so I'm very grateful because the reaction on our campus in the sign of tragedy of Charlie was vigils and signs and banners hanging from houses about, long live Charlie Kirk, with crosses and faith and prayer. But I know that's not the situation at every school. And I'm very self-aware that a couple of my friends that go to other schools didn't have that experience at all. So I'm just grateful that I go to a school like Ole Miss that really does represent a sense of faith and community and likeness. And I think, honestly, the way we're looking, though, in the future, I really see hope in this generation that they will recognize that Charlie Kirk was such a forefront of America and really represented a sense of family and conservatism. And so it's disheartening to see that reaction, but I think there's hope, and Ole Miss has really proven that. Like, we came together when it happened, and we showed what it was like to do remembrance in an appropriate style. And so I don't think hope is lost, but I do think it's disheartening to see that from other colleges and experience that.
I do think that that the time that will pass will give people, even maybe the biggest skeptics, while they may not necessarily agree with what Charlie, his positions on things, they will begin to get drawn to this notion of let's have debates, let's have conversations, and let's do it in a respectful way. I think one of the really profound things about Charlie is going to be that there's so much content, Lesley. You think about the content, so much we haven't even seen yet. Turning Point's has so much to mine that they can then continue to inspire not only this generation but many generations to come. And that's I'm sure that's something that you're hearing them talk about. Charlie's voice, Charlie's inspiration will live on in ways that I think most people could have never imagined. You see it already, don't you?
Absolutely. I think, you see everyone at our school. Normally it's a big trend to wear pins on your backpack and pins in the Grove. And that entire game day, the day after he died, was nothing but Charlie Kirk pins from the top of the Grove to the bottom of the Grove. You can see it. People wear it around campus. You see it in a recognition. People talk about him. When we table, they bring up his messaging. His social media platform has only exploded. His legacy is so beyond you, me, all of us, but it's really a national impact. And we table, and all people want to do is talk about him. So I really do believe that he's going to continue being in the light of positivity and how you really should model your life. He was such a powerful figure, and our campus really does represent that.
Yep. I don't think anyone who watched this closely wasn't touched by the relationship between J.D. Vance and his wife and Erica Kirk, just the way they came together after Charlie's death. And then, fast forward, they're going to be there together tomorrow night. Man, I know that's not lost on you, but the inspiration that is, and them being together and what they will say, who knows how this is going to touch additional people going forward.
Yeah, I can't agree more. I think, and seeing them come together is so beautiful. So we're the only tour stop that has J.D. Vance and Erica Kirk. Erica Kirk recently told the media she wasn't even, her team, Salem recently said something in the nature of, is she ready to do it? And she felt so passionate about doing it. And so it's just an absolute honor. And to see them together, it's been from the time, from the happening to now, it's just been, I think, a roller coaster of emotion. So it's wonderful that they've turned towards each other and, united and really been the forefront of this is the turning point. That's what the tour stop is called, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
I don't know if Charlie could have ever imagined when he named it Turning Point. Maybe he did have a sense that somehow his work would profoundly change sort of the course of history as it relates to touching young people and spreading sort of the principles of conservatism. What a perfect name. I mean, it's just literally the perfect name. Hey, are there tickets still available, Lesley?
Yes, so student tickets are still available. General admission is waitlisted, so not to the general public, but there will be a live stream on Turning Point USA website, so if you can't make it, and then also there's going to be tons of clips, etc. This is the biggest tour stop of any in the country here in Mississippi, and so I do see this also getting replayed if you can't get a ticket, because it is it's a 9,600, just about 10,000 size stadium, but we do expect it to be full, and we've already had extreme amounts of interest in coming. So, although you might not be able to get a ticket, there'll still be other ways to hear the information and his message and legacy through the voice of Charlie, through the voice of Erica and Vance.
I know that they will be able to. Listen, are you still a junior majoring in public policy leadership?
Yes, so I'm in the Trent Law Institute here at Ole Miss. I'm a current junior, and believe it or not, I still do school alongside being the president of the largest organization on the campus of Ole Miss.
Well, listen, throughout my career, I've had the opportunity to spend time with some extraordinarily dynamic people, award-winning journalists, Pulitzer Prize winners, and the like. You are a phenomenal communicator, and I look forward, actually. My other show, the Ricky Mathews Show, I'd like to invite you once the sort of dust settles around this event. You can come in and we'll have
Absolutely.
deeper conversations about all this stuff. So I look forward to spending some time with you.
Yeah, I want nothing more. I really just want to be a figure that pushes his messaging of positivity and love and community, and that's really what it came from, and from a sense of just God, family, faith. That's all.
Yeah.
He's really big on that, and we're going to continue to love America. I'm putting my flag outside my house, and that's really just, I think, my job as president.
We'll see you after this break.